Okay, so welcome to our catwalk segment. I'd like to introduce my team, which is Miss Maria Kovac, who's our European session. Mr. Marco Frati, who's our great director from Mr. McKelly, who is our great director here in Deutschland, Germany. We all have some very special assistants, and we'll talk about them a little bit more as we work through. But I'd like you to give this is a very special young man. We've known each other for many years. Big round of applause for Michael from McKelly. Okay, so what we want to do in this section is just share with you, obviously, Fashion Weeks are twice a year. The guys are literally, Maria flew from Paris last night. I've just finished New York and London. Mark was on his way back to Paris. So it's a very important element to what we do. You know, Catwalk for us is a brand that we feel is really has ownership backstage. And, you know, for the last 4 or 5 years, 4 years probably, we're really starting to cement what we're doing, getting our ideas from the runway, and trying to water them down, bring them back into a situation where they commercialise them for the summer, which is a very important aspect of what we do. Tonight, we're going to give you a little showcase, a little different elements of autumn-winter. This particular look I'm working on is a look by Mark Fast, which is a designer from London. I'll do something a little bit more commercial compared to some of the other guys. But I'll explain a little bit more as we work through. What we've done is we've created this sort of drier texture. We've worked with dry shampoo for the Session Series line, lots and lots of it. Used the heat of the dryer to kind of almost make the hair a little bit kind of damaged and sort of buckled to get that sort of reborn texture. And then now I'm just going to start to just finish off the shape, which will give you the idea of the international show itself. So, Maria, over to you.
Guten Abend, Berlin. It's a pleasure to be here, everybody. So, just a little conversation about what we're doing for you this evening. My model is representing a show called Antipodean. It's an Australian designer that we work with in London, and he's now designing for Topshop, which is fabulously. So that for us is a connection to the commercial side of what happens on the streets, the fashion. So it's not always just about the hair, it's about relationships with the fashion world and with clients. As far as inspiration goes, it was heavily inspired by the 90s rave culture. So there's a lot of nightclubs in Berlin, I know you like to party here, but the 90s revolution is coming back. There's lots of popular culture influences. You remember for these young girls, the 90s was when they were very, very young. So, you know, that's history for them. So we're really mimicking the textures, we're changing them slightly. This evening I'm working on the texture with worker hairspray. So we're actually creating fake dreadlocks, which is really, really cool. And I'd just like to introduce to you Ola Mas. She's my beautiful partner in crime today, so fabulous.
Sorry, I apologise. So at this point, what we'd like to do, before we carry on with the rest of the team, let's bring out, can't believe I forgot, they'll kill me. Let's bring out Anthony and Pat Pascolo, and they can talk a little bit about what we're doing in Catwalk. Anthony and Pat.
This time I'd like to touch on what I love, which is makeup. Obviously, you've got the hair, you've got the clothes. My job is to make it a total image. So I'm just going to touch each one of the models and just complete their look for you. Pass you over to Hans.
Thank you very much. This is where, you know, the Fashion Week and what happens with the designers is where inspiration comes for what then happens on the street, what happens commercially in the salon. I mean, and it's almost like a year ahead. And it isn't necessarily about the style, it's about the texture, it's about the kind of total look that we get. And if we look back at a lot of the things that have been done in fashion, then all of a sudden they become very, very commercial. And I think it's really important that we look at it always how we can get every advantage in what's there. Because remembering, we're not fashion creators, we're hair creators, but we're fashion interpreters. We interpret the hair to the fashion. We make it so it becomes a total look. And I think here you've got a great example of 4 different looks that really give from the avant-garde feeling to, you know, to adapting to the different styles of fashion. You know, and I think that's so important, because when people come into the salon, you don't do just one type of work. You adapt yourself to the fashion that client has already adopted. And I think this is the beginning. It's the part that isn't necessarily in the commercial sense, but it's the part that spurs it on and makes it fresh. Nick, shall I go on to... So let's go to Marco. Marco, you can tell us what you're doing, the design you're working, you know, and how you've got that influence back here.
Okay, thanks, Anthony. All this. Thank you. Good evening to you all. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me here. This is the type of book that we've been working for. For me, it's one of the best stylists, which is Iris Van Ampen. Iris Van Ampen is a Dutch girl. She used to work for McQueen, and in 2011 she started a label. What she's good at, I mean, she can really take new material, and she's very good at researching. So if you all know a little bit about Alexander McQueen, you know, he's always a little bit eccentric. So this particular look that we're working on, and it's very simple to recreate. Obviously for the runway we made it a little bit more strong, because the total look is very important. There's one thing that we always need to think when we go to do the fashion shows. It's not about just the hair, but it's the total look. So we need to listen very well and try to filter all the information that the designer is trying to tell us. Here we use a very simple 3 ponytails combined with the braids. So the overlook effect is going to be strong. The products are very important because we use some wax. And then we're using the finishing off some nice braids. So I'm going to carry on because I've got a little bit more work, and I'll get back to you in a second. Thank you.
Fabulous. We're going to Michele, our creative director here in Germany. Michele, just give us a little bit of an explanation of what we're doing in Germany.
Ja, thank you, Anthony. Also, einen wunderschönen guten Abend auch von meiner Seite aus. Wunderschöne Kulisse, und ich denke mal, wir haben bis jetzt eine super große Leistung erbracht und auch natürlich mit euch zusammen im Publikum. Mein Name ist Michele Grasse und ich zeige euch heute Abend einen Look aus der Fashion Week von 2 unheimlich interessanten Brüdern, die heißen Blondes, wie der Name schon sagt, 2 blonde Brüder. Und ich finde das Tolle an denen, die arbeiten unheimlich fantasymäßig, und meine Inspiration oder diese Inspiration steht in Autopad Woman, ja, und das Endergebnis zeigt ein Plakat, und ich werde die Frage mal wieder zur Endinspiration. Erstmal vielen Dank. Dankeschön.
I know that you've just done London, New York, and we've got a great advantage where we can actually see some of that.
Yeah, so I think, you know what, so what we want to do is just share with them. This is, like, literally, we finished editing it last night. This is some looks that we've done from New York to London. It's 6 shows that we've filmed out of the many shows that we've been doing, but we just felt it was really important so you can see what's going to happen next year, spring, summer. So let's see the little VT. Thank you.
what's really great about this is that you've got, from one aspect to another, we've got the texture, which is free, very easy. It almost looks messy, like she's done it herself, natural, but there's so much detail put in. Then you've got something that's a little bit more fantasy. And you need to work with all these ideas because it's really, create as many kind of different techniques you can get. And what Maria's doing, I mean, it takes ages to do that, but it gives you such an amazing texture, an amazing kind of look. And I think it's where we can test ourselves to try and work. The better we get doing techniques, the better we can interpret and do styles within the salon, control the material that we work with, which is hair. I think that's really what it's about. What products will do, what effect it will do, what the dryer, what the irons, what, all different things, all the different techniques make you 100% closer to success. And, as much as this is, from the catalog, it still is learning your craft and skill of how to do all the techniques. Okay, I'll pass it to you.
Okay, so here, if you pick this up on the camera, please, quickly. You can see what we're doing. Get it on the screen. Please. There we go. Oh, come on back there. Yeah. Chris, come over a second. Just have a little try and get. So the whole idea here, this is about sort of like, it's a weird role, sort of the fashion world, because they don't necessarily talk about a hairstyle. Sometimes it's about the shape, it's the texture, what Anthony was talking about. And with this particular look, it was about the hair being trimmed. You'll see in a minute, Mark Fars is a big wear designer. So I wanted to get that sort of dryness of what he does with wool, but into the hair where it's almost really modern. We talked about like teenagers, like the ears popping out, things that we try and get rid of normally in the salon situation. But it's here we're just sort of like almost, it's a bit of a punk attitude, it's like taking it left field. And I think this is where for us as a team, this is where we get the more ideas that we can then obviously, commercialise into a haircut. I'm using a product called Work It Hairspray, which is a hairspray that I helped design for TIGi, for the Session Series line. This is my favourite hairspray. And what it does is, it allows me to sort of just manipulate the parts of the hair that I want to just isolate and make wetter or dry. And it's all to do with technique. So I'm just spraying quite close to the head, so you get this sort of almost dual texture of like slightly more hairspray, wetter, and dry it into the ends. And again, just sort of looking at it looking at the hair as a fabric rather than as a hairstyle. Cool.
Chris, can I get you to come over here? That's fantastic.
Thank you, Anthony.
Come on, Chris, can you get down Pat? Pat's going to do a little bit of madness with the makeup. Go that side, Pat. Because you're doing that side, right? Chris, over here, from the front. That's it. And what Michele's done is he's got the shape, so he's got that effort. But before he finishes it, Pat's got to do the makeup. So if you get around, what she's doing is, what are you doing? Sticking on paper eyebrows. Okay, we'll send you.
It's just, on this level, I'm just sticking on the paper eyebrows. I'm just putting them on with eyelash glue so that will dry and be invisible. With each model, I touch one with the lips, one with the cheeks, and one with the eyes. And this model, obviously, the key element is the eyebrows.
It's going from natural through to avant-garde, and that's basically what this whole section for us is. And later on, after you've had a little bit of food, a little bit to drink, we have a presentation, a finale, which will be a combination of really putting all these things together with a little bit of whatever you can think of, you can materialise. And I think that's always been something that's very, very strong with us at TIGi, with the team. You're ready? So take it down.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly take this look. Stand up, okay, so this is the finished result. I'll just take you forward. Again, you can see that the texture of the hair, as Nick was saying, almost resembles the wool in the clothes. So it's really interesting for us to work this way because hair is our fabric. I hope you like it. It's a really full modern version of dreadlocks, and it does help a ton of beautiful girls. So thank you very much. This is what we love to do. So thank you for
Thank you, Maria. Pat, what's the name? Thank you very much. go then. Come over to Marco. Down. Down off.
Okay.
Stand right.
Okay, just before I give you a little critique, just like to thank Frank Senna. Did I say right? Okay.
Frank has an amazing shot where he really has great creativity. Frank Regan.
Okay, so finishing off, we neutralizing the products. As you can see, the reason why we build all the shape using the shine spray at the end, one of our favorite camera ready, just to resemble also the look of the dress. Thank you very much.
Marco, thank you very much. Taylor, standing and waving up. Great.
Ja, also, das ist mein Look, ja, von The Blondes, und ich möchte natürlich auch meinen Partner vorstellen, Figo Yilmaz, ja, bekannt auch heute im Stage. Ja, ich hoffe, die Inspiration gefällt euch, ich finde es sehr, sehr toll, und ich bedanke mich nochmal bei euch persönlich. Vielen, vielen Dank. Bis später.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just at this point, it's serious finishing off last touches when we've used, again, manipulate the colours and the hair together so you get this sort of very, abstract sort of texture. Just working that through, just making sure we get all the details and nuances. And again, everything. What I want to do before I finish, my wife's here in the audience. I just want to say that I love you really much, and thanks for coming all the way to Berlin.
That's amazing. The thing is, it's not just the front, it's also the back. That whole texture and that feeling, it's beautiful.
We'll show you the braid. You can see we've got a braid through the back, so it's just that, again, that multi-texture, crazy, but it works for fashion. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Right, we're going to have a still finale now, just to end this part. I think basically this part for us is about education, about sharing everything that's going on within the TIGi world, within our creative space in London, and with our teams all over the world. Anyway, we're then going to share with you the last part, but let's finish this part first. Thank you very much. Congratulations to our new father. Tom.
Hello, Susanna. Is that okay? I'd like to start by thanking you all for coming here tonight. It's very important to us that the hairdresser is really at the heart of the business. And I've been trying to learn this from this man from day one, about the code, about the hairdressers. He's been a fantastic, fantastic ally for me, and I really want to thank him for that. I've tried to learn to say it in German for tonight. TIGi is... Will you try here? Together? Yeah? Von Frisuren für Frisuren. Mike Lisa has given me clear instructions tonight that tonight we want you all to really enjoy yourself, really throw your hair back, have some fun, but most importantly, he wants you back here on time for the second half. Now the second half will blow your mind, and I guarantee it. So let me pass to Tobias. Thank you all. Look forward to getting a chance to speak to you all at the after party. Thank you.
Ich möchte mich ganz, ganz herzlich bei euch allen bedanken, dass ihr so zahlreich da seid. Es ist eine ganz große Ehre, hier in Berlin, Deutschland, England, USA, Italien, Frankreich, ganz viele Länder willkommen zu heißen. Und ihr seid ein riesiges Booking immer in einer tollen Location. Vielen, vielen Dank. Frau Monaghan, unser Präsident, und Anthony Mascolo, Sie haben es schon angedeutet, ihr seid wirklich das Herzstück unserer täglichen Arbeit. Ihr Friseure in der ganzen Welt mit eurem wunderbaren Job, Menschen glücklich zu machen. Ihr macht wirklich einen ganz, ganz besonderen Job und vielen, vielen Dank, was ihr tut. Vielen Dank, dass ihr hier seid und wir hoffen, euch heute inspirieren und glücklich machen zu können. Einen wunderschönen Abend für euch alle. Vielen Dank.
Just trying to take some pictures, because you know what, when I tell my friends that I'm not to do with anything with hairdressing, they don't believe me. So I need to show them some pictures. Yeah, it's amazing. You're all here. Thank you very, very much for your support and your energy. Now, you're going to have a little bit of a break, a drink, something to eat. But be prepared, we have a finale for you, which we put a lot of excitement and effort into, so I hope you enjoy it. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in a while. Thank you, models, thank you, team, and thank you, TIGi. Let's go, boys.
Thank you very much, Anthony. And we'll be back in the theatre at 10:15. 10:15, be back in the theatre. Thank you.